Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sri Matre Namaha. Now, after about 25 talks, we have finished the Devi Mahatmyam. Now, several questions have come up, and some wanted more expansion in terms of the knowledge. So I will try to continue the subjects in relation to Devi, but they are not particularly related to Devi. I would say it's related to God of any religion, of any denomination, but we take Devi as the context because this Devi is Adi Shakti and she is the first creator. Now, one of the questions that came up is, how do we experience Devi? How do we have experiences of Devi or the Devatas and the worlds and realms of Devatas? In English we call them the celestial fields and the celestial beings. But let me stick to Devatas and Devas because these are the Sanskrit words. Before we talk about the experiences in the subtler fields and zones, we need to understand that Devi is all-pervading and omnipresent. She is present within you and outside you, above you and below you, and she is all-pervading and she is omnipresent. Just because you don't see her and you don't know her, it doesn't mean that she is not there. And we understand that she also takes the form, but she is also transcendental. That means she is the pure consciousness when you transcend the whole of relativity, the absolute pure consciousness. We call her Parameshwari. And as the form, she represents the eightfold nature which comprises the 5 elements and the mind, body and intellect. Now we know the 5 elements are the space, the air, the water, earth, fire and earth, and then there is the mind, intellect or intelligence and ego. So as this eightfold Prakriti, then she represents the whole of the diversity and all the multiplicity. She represents from the gross to the subtler to the subtlest. But the Devata experiences are in the subtlest fields. So the experiences of the Devi are at the finest relative, and which we call it the Devata or Devi Darshanam. Now let us take a look at the human normal perception. Normal perception we can see through all the layers of creation. Especially when you're transcending, then you're going through all the layers or all the strata of the relative fields. And so you are able to perceive the finer and the finest values of this relative field. And this is the normal human perception. For those who are not transcending, then the vision and the experience is only completely on the gross level. Even the subtler aspects are not known. But when one is transcending and the stresses are being resolved, then this normality of perception starts growing and it continues to grow. And as it is growing, then the relative fields of creation start becoming more apparent. And later on, with the repeated experience of the transcendental consciousness or the self, that means Atma Sakshatkaram, then the subtler experiences become available even when one is active. So, even if you are active and you are in this field of activity, then one is not deprived of this ability of fine perception. And these fine perceptions will remain. And this finest perception is the level of creation. And when this finest perception is dominating all the levels, then what happens is all this diversity starts coming into this unity of this finest perception. And then the differences will not be so dominating. So this is also one level of experience where you feel more and more harmony and more unity, and you see less and less of differences with people around you and life around you. In essence, you can say that you are experiencing Devi in everyone. You're not only experiencing Devi within you, but you're also experiencing and seeing this finer perception of Devi consciousness in others too. Now we also understand that Devi, who represents God, is love, and it is pure intelligence and pure existence. So during transcendence, when one is able to transcend into these subtler fields, and when the awareness opens to these values of love and the intelligence and the bliss, then on the way one can experience some flashes of thunderbolts, some powerful perceptions. These experiences vary, like some very bright lights or some celestial vision, very fine hearing, celestial sounds, some divine taste, divine smell, divine touch. In my own experience, I heard sounds which I have never heard on this earth, and I have smelled some aromas which I have never known or experienced, and very special sounds that I cannot even describe, and also touch of the mother, which is also beyond comprehension, so very light, not even, it is like touching with a cotton, or even fainter than that. So what you experience then becomes your personal experiences and your union with Devi. Now here, what you need to understand is that all the five senses have their fields of perception, and these fields of perception again go from gross to subtle to subtler and subtlest. Now this subtlest field of perception is called the Devata fields. And this is why all the five senses can lead you to the Devata, experience of the Devata. So the object of perception then becomes Devata. Because this Devata perception is so fine and so refined that a normal awareness is not used to these finer perceptions, and we miss them. Now we have understood that Deva means illuminating or something that is shining. So naturally these Devalokas have this celestial glow, everything in these realms is glowing and shining. It is full of light. In the whole of the creation, and when one looks at the great expanse of these universes and all these worlds, then we begin to understand that even in the creation there is the gross strata of creation, subtle strata of creation, and the subtlest. Now, this gross strata of creation means where the earth element is predominant. Then subtler to that will be where water element is predominant. When we say predominance means that element will be 50% and the other four elements will be about 50%. And so in this creation then one would find innumerable worlds representing different strata of creation, where the earth element is predominant, different innumerable worlds where water element is predominant. Then again there are innumerable worlds that represent where fire element is predominant, and then like that there is air element would be predominant, and then there will be the akasha or the space element would be predominant. And this way the whole extension, the whole of the universe we say is infinite. Infinite is this creation which is unlimited, unthinkable, and infinitely infinite. Now in these Devalokas, the predominance of the tattva here is akasha or the space. And so this is the subtlest field of creation. And here where the devatas live, everything there is a glow. Everything seems to be made of all light. And that glow you can experience in your meditation. So in these devatas and the devalokas, this glow, like when we say Koti Surya Samaprabha, that means, illuminating like 1,000 suns, shining, full of light, so bright. And it is not only the Devi is like this and the Devatas, but also all the structures around there have this glow. Everything that exists there, their homes, their trees, their animals, all of them have this glow. And particularly the Devi and the Devatas have, their bodies are made of glow, made of all light. And where do you experience this? You experience this within yourself when you are experiencing the subtler states of meditation. And further, later on, you will begin to understand that in unity consciousness, that you are the self of all, and all these worlds and all these devatas and all these gods are just within you, within this one self. When you read the Puranas, it seems like, somebody is living in this loka and that loka and this heaven or this world. But in reality, they are all within you because you are the microcosm of that macrocosm. In the Sanskrit word is Yadha Pinda Tadha Brahmanda. As is the atom, so is the cosmos. And as is the human mind, so is the cosmic mind. And as is the human body, so is the cosmic body. So now, in order to experience this, all we have to do is get in tune with more and more to those fields of devatas or those devatas worlds or the devalokas. So when we experience this subtlest strata of our existence, then that state of glow we experience. And that is the field of Devi or God. And this is the field where there is the direct communion with these Devatas. The more we get tuned to it, the more we become like it. That means we become more like Devi, more and more like Devi when we are attuned to Devi and more powerful. And this you will know by your own experience. Now we all read in the Puranas that is in these Devalokas there is no suffering, there is no sin, there is all happiness and bliss. And these Devalokas are somewhere in the universe. Yes, they are also there, but then the understanding dawns that all of this exists within ourselves. So in order to have these Devata experiences, it can happen in any way, in any form, It could be through the senses, because then the Devi and the gods become the object of the senses. And the mind experiences it and remembers it and rejoices. And so in this field, then we know that the Akasha Tattva or the space element is the most predominant, and that is the field of glow. And here what else is predominant is the Ananda, the bliss. The bliss is the basis of this Devata Tattvam, the Devi Swarupam, and this Devi Anubhuti or the experience. One most important thing to understand for all the meditators is that you should not try to experience. When you are trying to experience, then you are not able to transcend the mind. Trying it won't come. These experiences will come in a natural way when you innocently transcend and you allow the sound just to take you to the finer fields. Let the transcendence proceed in a very natural way. The mantra goes, and then maybe in a subtler way it comes again, then it goes, then it comes. And so if you let it happen in a very natural way, then you start experiencing these subtler fields. And it is the same way when you're transcending through the senses, when you're listening to the classical music or experiencing aroma, or for that matter, any of the senses. Again, these experiences will be more easier to experience during the Navaratri when the Devi consciousness is so high. It has been my personal experience that every Navaratri I would have so many of these Devi experiences, and also the same experiences I would have in the Devi temples. And then of course there is the divine nature, like being in Himalayas, being near Ma Ganga. So these special places have those special vibrations. But later on, these experiences come to you when even one is sitting quietly, or even when one is involved in some activity too. And why? Because Devi is all pervading, Devi is omnipresent, and she is always available. She is the mother of the universe, she is Jagannatha. Now again I express my gratitude to my Guru, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, for both the intellectual knowledge and my experiential knowledge. So I will stop here. Jai Gurudev, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. We will continue tomorrow.